So guys, we're on our way to pick up some new stuff for my at-home gym. So I'm expanding on what I showed in my last video. I think I'm actually gonna pull over here because I need to give you guys a full update because so much has changed since the last time I talked about the virus here on the channel. I'm having to update my approach to at-home training, and I wanna keep you guys in the loop on that. So I'm gonna pull over here and tell you guys everything that's going on. It's so nice out right now. Like, just look at these mountains. It's so beautiful right now. Like, I forgot what it was like out, man. I mean, I'm antisocial as it is, but like, this has been another level for me, and I really appreciate it. I almost want to film this outside. All right, so guys, if you remember in my last video, I laid out 4 key principles for at-home training. If you didn't see that video, I'll just flash them up here on the screen real quick. I think those 4 principles still hold, and for anyone doing at-home training, you should absolutely follow those. I think at the time, a lot of people were thinking, well, maybe the gyms will be closed for a week, maybe 2 weeks, whereas now it's looking like realistically probably more on the scale of months. Now I'm noticing a lot of people in the fitness community are kind of panicking and thinking, oh, are these at-home workouts gonna be able to keep my gains for a couple months? And what do I do at this point? Here are my brief thoughts. Basically, I think it really depends on your level of advancement. I would split this up into 2 separate categories. The first category would be beginners to early intermediates. So people who have 0 to, let's say, like 2 years of training experience. I really don't think you have much to worry about. And this is what the literature shows us as well. In that last video, what I showed was a study showing that when you take 3 weeks completely off from the gym, you do lose a bit of muscle, but you gain it back quite quickly. That doesn't seem the most relevant to our scenario now. Now it's gonna probably be a more extended period of time, not complete detraining, but just suboptimal training. For this, I think we wanna look at a 2011 study, which basically showed that even when subjects reduced their training volume to 1/9, they were able to maintain the muscle that they had built for 8 months. Another group that did absolutely nothing went completely back to baseline. So they lost all the muscle they had built. So what this study tells us is it's way better to do something than nothing, even if it's only 1/9 of what you were doing before. Now, I could even be more optimistic than this for beginners. You could actually continue making progress while training at home, especially if you're stimulating the muscle in a way that it hasn't really been before. So if you've never done sets of like 50 to 60 reps, like hard sets of 50 to 60, that could actually spark some new muscle growth for you. So I wouldn't look at this as all doom and gloom if you're a beginner to an intermediate level lifter. Now, my thoughts for more late intermediate to advanced level lifters are a little bit different, and that's why I'm on my way to go pick up some new equipment here now. I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go pick up my buddy Pat, because we actually went halvesies on a bunch of gym equipment, and I'm gonna share my thoughts on what I think people who have, let's say, 3+ years of training experience should do when I go pick up Pat. So we'll talk about that in a minute. This is my first time at Pat's new place.
I know the door was open.
Hey, what's up?
What's up?
How you doing?
How are you?
Good, bro. Oh my goodness, how are you doing? So cute. How are you doing, buddy? Hey.
He's probably really hyper. She can go for a walk.
Where are we setting up this gym, bro?
You want to see it?
Yeah. Yeah, boy. Bro, this is plenty of room, man. Here, this is gonna be the bar head.
Yeah, you like it?
I do, man. I like that it's blue. That's cool. So are we gonna set this up and do a workout today? Like, is that the plan? Like, yeah? How long is it gonna take to set up?
I don't know.
Because this could be long, man.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I'm down. I think we should do it. I think that'll be sick. So anyway, yeah, we're gonna go grab our stuff and then make this happen, man. Let's do it. So guys, we need to run back to my place and grab a wrench. Turns out you do need some tools to put together a home gym. So I'll go grab my toolbox, grab the dumbbells that are at my place, and then back to business. This was gonna be my like more minimal gym option. So like, I still think this is fairly reasonable. So this is a pull-up bar that I didn't actually assemble. I decided I don't need that with the power rack that we've got. Different levels of dumbbells and bands. And I would say that's probably pretty good for most people, especially as the time period gets longer. So anyway, we're gonna move this over to the garage. So let's move. The boy.
You got it done?
This is actually sick. I'm actually really excited because this is going to be like a new challenge to see how I'm going to adapt my workouts to just like minimalistic barbell and dumbbell training.
Facts.
But like I honestly think, and for anyone listening, like that say is running my program or running another program that has different machines and that sort of thing, like if you just have these basics, it should be pretty straightforward how you would adapt a program to fit with a minimalistic setup. I'll probably provide some more insight about that as I go through. We're gonna get started and go through a workout. So we're doing a leg focused full body workout that includes deadlifts. So as I kind of like go through my spiel here, I'm gonna give my opinion on intermediate to advanced level lifters. I'm just gonna overlay some B-roll from our workout. So first things first, people are probably gonna ask how much we spent on this. So what was it, Pat? $2,300? So we decided to split it between the two of us. So we got all this stuff for $2,300. I also already bought the dumbbells that you guys saw from my place, and I think that was another $250. So about just over $2,500 for all this split between the two of us, and that's CAD. So for Americans, probably just under 2,000. Maybe not like the best state of the art equipment, but definitely going to be good for our purposes for the next month or two or however long we're in this situation. Couple issues still. First is that it's actually still pretty cold here in Canada. It's like 4 degrees Celsius right now or something like that. So we're gonna probably have to get a heater in here because my hands are really cold, and I feel like even with warm up, it might be hard to keep our body temperature up. And then the other thing is these plates that we got, we just measured them. They're 15 inches, and a standard barbell plate is typically 17.7 inches, which means when we're doing deadlifts, we're basically gonna be pulling from a 1.35 inch deficit. So we're gonna need to get some mats set up over here to kind of elevate those plates a little bit, because or Pat and I were thinking maybe we'll just leave the plates the way they are and just get super strong, because pulling from a deficit is actually harder. I think I like the idea of propping them up, but if you guys, run into that issue, yeah, it's harder to deadlift with shorter plates. It just increases the range of motion a little bit. Next quick update thing, I decided that I think it's best if I delayed any videos that I've already pre-filmed in the gym until gyms reopen. So that includes the Science Applied series. So I'm gonna continue to show full body workouts in this gym, and I'm also gonna do some at home for people who don't have this setup. But I'm just gonna delay the in-gym videos that I did with Mountain Dog and the Science Applied series until most people have regular gym access. That just seems to make the most sense to me. And I'm just gonna continue with mostly the at-home related stuff for the time being. So yeah, I said at the beginning of the video that I don't think beginners to early intermediates really have to worry too much about muscle loss as long as you're training hard at home and doing something to keep some kind of tensile stimulus on the muscle. You should be able to maintain your gains, if not make gains, for at least 3 or 4 months. So I said I was gonna share my tips for late intermediate to advanced level lifters, because I think things are a little bit different for people in that camp, myself included. So just like it's harder to continue making progress as a more advanced lifter, I think it's also easier to lose progress as a more advanced lifter. And part of that is probably because it just takes so much more volume and so much more stimulus to make progress. And if you really ease up on that stimulus, the muscle will probably be more likely to go away. So I have 3 bits of advice for people in that camp. My first bit of advice would be that if you can afford it, getting a simple setup, something like we did here with some basic barbell equipment and some dumbbells, is probably a good idea. I think for late intermediate to advanced level lifters, just doing the kind of high rep at home workouts might not be able to cut it to maintain all your muscle mass past those first few weeks. Now, if you can't do that for whatever reason, I was lucky enough to have a friend who has a garage that was not being used, so I'm lucky in that sense. If you're not able to do that, I wouldn't chalk it up to something that is out of your control and you're just gonna lose your gains. I think that if you have that mentality of, oh well, screw it then, I'll just take this time off, or I'm not really gonna exert myself, then you're guaranteed to lose a lot of gains. But if you really give it your honest best effort, and stay really motivated, even with the at-home training, I honestly do think that even late intermediate to advanced level lifters will be able to maintain most of their size, especially if they're training hard in those workouts, and especially if they're in a caloric surplus, which is the next thing that I'd recommend. First, I think it is important for more experienced lifters to accept the fact that you probably will lose strength. That was an important thing for me. I didn't want to lose all the strength I built up on the squat, bench press, and deadlift, because that's really important to me, and my goals are in line with that at the moment. But if I wasn't able to do this, I'd have to accept the fact that because strength is so specific, meaning you have to lift heavy if you want to maintain your strength, I would accept that I'm gonna lose some of that strength, focus on doing the higher rep at home stuff, and just focus on maintaining my muscle mass. And then based on the muscle memory research that we have, we know that that strength will rebound pretty quickly once you get back to regular lifting again. So just focus on the hypertrophy, don't worry about the strength too much, and don't get demotivated. Now, my third bit of advice would be to enter a caloric surplus, consider it a bulk, accept the fact that you're gonna put on a bit of fat, but that's really gonna help attenuate your muscle loss. And then when you get back to regular lifting again, because of the muscle memory effect, you're in a great spot for body recomposition. So then at that point, you can either go back to maintenance or enter a very slight deficit, and you should be able to lose fat and build muscle at the same time, which is gonna be great for transforming your physique, and you'll probably get back to your peak physique and then get past it again pretty quickly once everything gets back to normal. So those are my basic thoughts on how we're gonna get through this. I don't think beginners and early intermediates have much to worry about. As long as you're training hard and being consistent with the at-home workouts, you're gonna be fine. You'll be able to maintain your muscle mass. For more experienced lifters, you might have to accept some strength loss, but you should be able to maintain your muscle mass if you're training hard and if you're in a caloric surplus and if you keep a positive outlook on this. As for us, we're gonna get into this workout. I guess you guys would have already seen it. So I'm gonna end the video here. If you enjoyed it, please leave me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys all here in the next one.